All right, folks, here we are again.
We are. Hey, Papa Ron, what's happening?
Rod, my brother.
You like my green screen? My green sheet? One of our subscribers commented, says, hey, he liked my green sheet.
Well, I think one of the comments even told you maybe some tips or pointers how to get that thing up and running.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway.
Yeah, he did.
Folks, we want to talk about Bitcoin. It's just going to astronomical heights. I mean, it's
like a rocket.
40, what is it, Rod? 4270, 4370?
Yeah, something like that. It's up there, way up high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we came across an article by Zero Hedge, and we know we're going to have those naysayers that just don't want us to talk about anything political. But God, I don't know how you can not. The whole world is hinged on some of these political and governmental things that are going on, and it affects cryptocurrency.
It does.
And one of them is Bitcoin and the trade war. And I don't know if you guys pay attention to current events or what Trump's been doing. And we're not saying we're huge Trump supporters, but we are conscientious of what government is doing. We like to stay up on current events. And we've had a lopside. What was the percentage, Rod, in this?
45% China is over us. Man, that's too much.
So
45%.
No, I think the 45% is isn't that the tax that the government wants to put on?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I get confused. It's way up there, like 75% China to 25% us, because a lot of
so much more our way than they're taking of our stuff that we produce.
Yeah, we're importing more Chinese stuff than we're exporting.
So it's lopsided, big time.
Yeah, way lopsided, big time. Yeah.
And what caught us on to this is Rod came up with an article again out of Zero Hedge, and we're not gonna talk about the trade war and everything that's involved, but we just want to give you the highlight of where we're headed with this.
Yeah.
Trump warns, and there's the president's name, Xi. Anyway.
Yes.
Trade war with China begins Monday, which is today, the day we're filming this film. Now, it's not necessarily the trade war is going to officially start today, but the article talks about that Trump is going to make an investigation of how lopsided this is, what we need to do to correct it, and how it affects American consumers and businesses. So his proposal is to put a 45% tax on anything coming into our country out of China.
Well, that'll really help the poor man, won't it? And meaning me?
It's not just the things we buy out of Wally World.
No.
But God, look at the businesses that, take Apple.
What about Apple? Yeah. What about Sony? What about Sony, even though it's a Japanese company, still has a lot of their stuff made in China. Come on.
Yeah.
Everybody, even the car manufacturer. You look at some of those computer chips in there, it says made in China, made in China.
Yeah.
Everything is. Hell, I just bought a bunch of video stuff, and guess where it was made, Ron?
Venezuela?
Yeah, China.
China, baby.
Yeah, instead of costing me X amount of dollars, it would have been X amount plus 45%.
Yeah. I watched a little video after you shared this article with me about a company in China. I think they've got 80 employees, and they produce tin cans for like our vegetables and the things you find in this. They ship just millions of these tin cans to our country, and then we fill them with product. And him talking about a 45% tax on that, he doesn't know how that's going to settle out. If he's going to have to be more competitive, if they're going to get the cans somewhere else or what. So yeah, it'll affect a lot of people.
Yeah, well.
But the question of the day, and the title of this video is, will this trade war affect Bitcoin? Now we know that.
That's a good question.
We know recently. Yeah, it is, and that's what kind of we thought about when you shared that article.
Yeah.
Now, we know that Bitcoin's above 4,000 right now.
Yep.
But this article here, which was written yesterday, said the Korean Peninsula and South China, the tensions there boost Bitcoin. Some of those tensions, and talking about how it could infect their currency and people losing the value of their savings accounts and all. They're coming into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to save the value of their savings.
Sure.
So if we get into a trade war and a lot of this transferring of goods back and forth slows down, Bitcoin might take a soar on that. And that's the other article Rod found on that. Well, here's one before we get to that, Rod. U.S. North Korea tensions drives investors to cryptocurrencies. That's out of CryptoCoin News. So yeah, it's interesting how these things do affect the crypto world. At least that's what they're stating. And then this article here, will Donald Trump's trade policies cause Bitcoin to soar? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it sure
I mean,
does.
it's gonna. Why would I want to buy anything? I'll start saving more. I don't want to pay the government 45%. Well, China doesn't want to be paying us 45%. Really, it'll be to China, but the Chinese will go around, turn around, and add that into their cost of making a product. So it basically will be charged for it.
Yeah, but as people lose faith in their governments and what they're doing, and it impacts their daily lives, they always find alternative ways to maintain or hedge their wealth and to keep them solvent and going. And gold and silver's one way, precious metals, but God, you can't lug them around too easily and liquidate them. But crypto, I mean, people that are aware of it know they can put some money into Bitcoin, and chances are it's going to go up.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, so it's more of a safe haven than anything. So this big trade war supposed to start today. The investigation, we'll see where it leads in the next few months.
We will.
But in the meantime, we need to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, $50 a month.
Have you already dropped your 50 this month, Rod?
I have.
You know, folks,
I already dropped it. I was gonna buy LiteCoin and Ethereum, but as fast as Bitcoin's been going up, and your profitability on that so much higher, I decided I'm just going to drop my 50 into Bitcoin. Even though I can't buy a whole coin, I can buy $50 worth.
You know, folks, I'll get Rod off the air here, and I'll tell you really what he's spending. It's more than 50 schmackers, I'm telling you. So his kids thinks he's nuts, but
no, really.
Yeah, he's
$50 you could just put in 50. I told my kids, you just need to put $50. Only 50, because right now everything's tight for everybody. So I'm saying just put $50 in. That's it. Everybody can afford $50. $25 a paycheck. Hell, why not?
Okay. Let's do it.
That's right. Bye.
Folks,
thumbs
thanks.
Up. Be sure and pound them thumbs up, will you? We appreciate you watching us.
We'll let you go. Thank you. Good night.
God bless.